All right, guys, day number 3 for me of this upper respiratory sinus thing that's going on. My house is also a cacophony of mucusy music here. Coughs and sneezes and snot blowing out, and it's just, it's fun. So yesterday went pretty well for me, just using those supplements that I told you about. By the end of the evening, though, my nose was starting to get pretty plugged up. In fact, I couldn't move any air out of my right side. So that's when I kind of implemented my phase 2, and that is using a sinus rinse. That's always number 1. And then I like to use Afrin or something like oxymetazoline. You know, and there's a lot of different versions out there, but that's the active ingredient in something like this. It's just a nasal spray. And I did 1 spray in each side, and this is great for using overnight. It just opens you up real well so that you can breathe throughout the night. And then I take like a half a dose of something like a NyQuil. And this has all kinds of different, medicines in it. What does this have? Acetaminophen, that's to help with pain and discomfort, fever, if you have that. Dextromethorphan helps with, as a cough suppressant. Doxylamine is an antihistamine that can sometimes help with the swelling and runny nose issues. And then phenylephrine, helps to kind of dry things up a little bit. That's one of the ingredients that you want to be careful with if you have high blood pressure. So phenylephrine or pseudoephedrine are the dry you up kinds of medicines. So as you're looking at that shelf that's got 100 different products, if you do have a tendency towards anxiety or high blood pressure, maybe you're going to want to steer away from phenyléphrines and pseudoephedrines, or just do a really tiny dose. Like I just did, not even a kid's dose, just a little bit of this before bed. And truthfully, I slept a lot better than my wife did, who doesn't like using anything in her nose, and she just kind of remained congested. She did take a little bit of the NyQuil stuff, and I think it helped a little bit, but not quite as much as when you just really target the sinuses and open them up. Okay? So what else do I want to mention to you? Oh, we've been, for the kids, this seems to be working pretty well. It's just something that we got over the counter. It's called Highland's Baby Mucus and Cold Relief, Nighttime Mucus and Cold Relief. And this is one of those homeopathic type products too that I was talking about, that we have on the website store through Genexa. I think it's really helping them. We give the kids a dose of that before bed, and they actually slept for quite a while. And I asked my wife this morning, like, how did they do? Do you think that helped? And she says, yeah, I could definitely tell when it wore off. So again, homeopathics, people argue and fight and debate over it, but I think it's worth a try. There's so little that you can do for your kids in the first place, and there's really not harm associated with these things. So it might be worth just a try, again, just to try to loosen up the mucus so that the kids can get a little bit of rest. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention too is that it's very common for these viral upper respiratory illnesses to kind of go through phases. Like I started with the scratchy throat and just kind of the yucky feeling. Then it kind of moved into my nose, and you can maybe tell from my voice that it's a little bit nasally. Now my kids are a day or two ahead of me, so they're dealing with this cough and this gross kind of cough thing. And a lot of people hit that phase and they go, oh no, it's turned into a pneumonia or a bronchitis or something. Again, I need antibiotics because it's changed. That's not entirely true. It's the normal course of these illnesses to kind of go through those different phases. So it's just a matter of enduring it and doing whatever you can to support your body during that time. Now, not everybody is the same, and some people are going to be prone to developing a true bacterial sinus infection where there's pus. That's what bacteria does. It creates pus. So there's got to be pus in the sinuses or pus in the lungs. Some people who are immunocompromised, maybe smokers or people with diabetes or just they're in poor health to begin with, they might be at a higher risk for developing a bacterial infection, but it's not that the virus turns into a bacteria. It's that, you've created enough places in the body where there's mucus that can't get out, that the bacteria kind of start to grow. So that's why we focus our therapy on moving it out. Oh, and a very important thing is drinking tons and tons and tons of water. That's the best expectorant that we have. So keep drinking lots and lots of water. That's going to thin the mucus better than guaifenesin, which is your Mucinex Robitussin stuff. And that's in like the daytime stuff here. Cough suppressant or chest congestion loosener kind of thing. So water is really what you want to go for. Lots and lots and lots of water. The other little tip that I wanted to mention is, this might sound silly, but wear socks. I know it's kind of summer, well, it's September now, so it's cooling down, but wear socks in the house and to bed maybe, and because it helps your body kind of regulate its temperature where it needs to be. It might just sound silly, but I think it makes a big difference. I feel better when I'm sick if I'm wearing socks. Sounds funny. And I try to make sure that I put socks on my kids too when they're kind of dealing with this stuffy yuckiness. What else? I've got a lot to tell you about it as the days kind of unfold here, but I think that's probably a good start. So again, just as review, lots of water, wear socks. If you're getting congested, having trouble sleeping because of all that postnasal yuck, do the sinus rinse before bed. Use a little bit of a NyQuil type thing to help you sleep, and then also use a nasal spray like Afrin, okay, or oxymetazoline. And you don't want to use that medicine for too many days in a row, but that's why I use it primarily just before bed. Like, I'm kind of stuffy now. I'm probably not going to use it during the day because I want it when I need it, and that's at bedtime. So, yeah, that's about it, I think. Oh, another little thing for the kids. Some people say that using Vicks either on the chest or on the feet. Again, that's kind of another weird thing that people will do, but rubbing it on the feet and then putting the socks on might help. I don't know. People report different things. Oh, and the final thing is that if you have any essential oils like peppermint, that's what we use for the kids' room. We put a little bowl in the room with a cotton ball and put some of the the high concentrated essential oils, not the food version, but the essential oils version, like the strong concentrated stuff. We put that on the cotton balls, put it in the room, and it kind of just dissipates into the air. And again, maybe it's kind of soothing. Maybe it helps them sleep a little bit. Hard to know for sure, but these are all different things to try. Okay, covered a lot there. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. I really appreciate it, and I got more for you tomorrow. Okay, bye.